So this trip is in the San Juan Mountains. It is right here in the area where the Rio Grande River gets its beginning. In fact, if the trip goes well, I will walk by or camp near the headwaters of the Rio Grande River. I started this trip at the Lost Creek trailhead. I think it's number 821. And I plan to hike up to this ridge where I can spend the rest of the week hiking the CDT and Colorado trail combination up there. I've done a lot of hiking in this area, and this is just a central place of national forest, not wilderness designated area, that just lays conveniently in the middle of these other places I've already explored and enjoyed. Okay, so I didn't make it up to the goal, to the lake today. I would have 2 more miles to go, and I'd have to go up between those, up through that saddle there yet, and then another mile after that. And I've gone just at barely over 8 miles right now, but my body's telling me it's time to lay down and rest. And the clouds have rolled in just a little bit, and it's kind of cold up here, and I don't want to get wet and cold. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my tent while I have the opportunity and lay down and relax. So I've now reached the junction here where the trail meets up with the CDT, Continental Divide Trail, and the Colorado Trail. So this section I'll be following for the rest of the day is in fact the Colorado Trail section 23, I think, and a piece of the CDT. I can see the trail goes right up that bank of loose rock, and I'm sure it ends up going right up in that saddle right there. So I've got a little bit of a drop after I crest this little hump here, and then I think I've got to climb again. So this trail came from clear up in this area, came down, went way down deep in there. Now it's come back up the other side. And while being a very beautiful basin here, was not an enjoyable hike at all. Made it to Cuba Gulch, but up behind me, and I'm already feeling some drizzles, have some sprinkles coming in. So I went ahead and I set the tent up, and I'm gonna lay down for a while, and I wouldn't actually mind if I got a little nap. And hopefully this will all blow out and I can hike some more, or I just might be here for the day. We'll see. I think that peak right there is Handy's Peak, and I summited that last year. And over here, I'm thinking that that's like sunlight or sunshine, and that's Red Cloud right there. And I went part way up Red Cloud and then just enjoyed the day looking at the view. But that's some of the scenery you can see from here on this trail. Right over there is the Rio Grande Pyramid, and there beside that little hole is what they call the window. That's a peak and a feature that's visible in a lot of hikes I've done. That's part of the Weminuche Wilderness. And here we are in the basin where the Rio Grande gets its start. Trickles its way down that valley, headed for the ocean. I've now reached this road. This is a 4x4 road that sort of connects Creed and up and over to the Silverton area. Right up behind me is Stony Pass, and this is a route you would do in a high clearance vehicle or an ATV or something. But I'm gonna follow it. My car is actually parked on this road, so I'm gonna follow it. This could end up, depending on how it goes, be the end of the trip. Or I could boondock camp somewhere along this road and do another morning walk out. But so I've opted to take. If I was going to go on into the wilderness area back there, it would commit me really to 2 more pretty hard days. So I'm taking the easier route just because I've seen some wonderful stuff already this trip, and this road actually has a fantastic view too. So So originally my daughter was going to come with me on this trip, and I've reached the spot right now where if she'd have been here, this would have been our 4th night camping, and then it's about 8 miles left to go to the truck, and it's all road walk. So I'm gonna lay down here for a little bit. I've made it my 3rd night, so I've done almost the same route that Joe and I would have done, but I just did it a little faster. I'm gonna relax here for a while. I'm still feeling pretty good. I might just head on to the car. I'm gonna lay down here for a little bit and relax and see how I feel a little bit. I'm all the way back to the trailhead. I've got 20 miles, 0.13 so far. Maybe another 10th to my car. It's a long day. If I'd have known my body was going to hold out this well, I might have gone up on into the Weminuche Wilderness and extended the trip a little bit, but you never know. And I had no idea my body would be feeling this good, so see my car right now. So I did what Joanna and I were originally going to do in 5 days. Basically did it with 2 nights, 3 days walking. And it would have taken us, for sure, if Joanna was here, it would have taken us the full 5 days. So, hope you enjoyed the scenery. And thank you for watching.